Before we get into the Pink Tape, one of the most highly anticipated albums in I say like 2-3 years, man. Ever since like a whole lot of Red, I say, at least for me. There were some times it was kind of iffy because of some snippets, but I feel like it really pulled through the last week. It's been Pink week for sure. I think everybody's super hyped now. If Drake drops, man, he's lame as hell. Because come on, do you really need to drop? This is like Uzi's day. I feel like he's been, he's waited 2-3 years to actually drop a solo project. I know he had Red and White EP or whatever. He had the Pluto Baby Pluto collab with Future. But at the same time with Drake, like, you just dropped with 21 Savage. You dropped, like 3 projects in the last year, bro. Do you really need to do this on the same day? Because yes, I don't really care about sales all too much. The music is the music. It's not like just because it's sold like less that I won't like the album as much. But still, like, come on. This is an appreciation day for Uzi. We want everybody to be listening to this, like as many people as possible. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. Got to rate the album out of 10. So this album was very interesting. Very, very interesting. In that we got a lot of different genres. Like, again, most rappers, yeah, they be switching up the subgenre, but it's still rap. Nah, this album was literally like hardcore metal. Like, y'all thought a whole lot of Red was like rock infused and everything. Nah. Uzi's was literally, wake up, literally metal. And then it had rave music, had some R&B. Like, I thought it was a very big mix, large mix of different songs. So I don't know how, maybe there's like Uzi just got a lot of really hardcore fans, but it really surprises me that I'm seeing such positive views. In the chat though, people are saying like, they were saying mid and trash throughout, but like, of course you're going to have those people that are trying to get attention and just be different. But at the same time, I think you can be different. These kids try to be different by like just dick riding literally everything, when I know like y'all ain't spinning back the metal songs. Like, it just, like, of course there's gonna be some, but it's a very acquired taste, like a fine wine. Y'all eating fucking snails. That's what that is. And I'm not saying those songs are bad, because honestly, this was a very crazy experience for an album. I think the first third was like mosh pit performance type songs. The middle was like rock, like very different. And Nakamura was like a anime intro type song. Fire Alarm, I think, was the rave one. I felt like I could be off the Molly, and there's a DJ going like building you up, and then you're like everybody's like just out of their body, literally. And at the end, of course, he dropped the classics, Zoom, and of course, which just brings me tears of joy that he finally released that. But this is for sure like a psyched out album. And if you think about it, it made sense, because the whole time Uzi had this rock star persona the past few years, actually potentially his whole career if you think about it. But he had the spiked hair, as you can see in the cover, the American flag, like it's very metal punk type inspired. And again, I don't want to hear he's biting Cardi, because he took it to a whole nother level. All right. Now, with all that being said, I'm not going to say any of the songs were misses. I think Died and Came Back, like, I'm not spinning that. It just sounded kind of mediocre. That Fire was like, Endless Fashion, Nakamura, interesting because it had the anime type. I felt like I was in literally just an intro of that, where the Korean names pop up. I'm not spinning that back. Just Want to Rock, Jersey Club. Not really. I didn't really fuck with that song originally anyway. It was like a TikTok song. CS, that was hardcore metal. I actually liked the rock song with Bring Me the Horizon, although I don't know how involved Uzi really was. Like, he didn't have that many words in it. And then the last third of the project, he actually came back to classic melodic Uzi. Patience was like an R&B track. Pluto to Mars. Like, these were kind of like not predictable, but it's what the fans actually expected. I liked how he was introspective in Days Come and Go about like how people are saying that he fell off and now he's back and shit. Rehab talked about his experience going to rehab after that whole situation with Britney. So that was really cool. I thought a lot of people were discounting those songs just because it was more lyrical and people aren't really listening to the words. But again, I'm not really going to spin back the super hardcore songs. I appreciate what he did. Like, he's definitely pushing the boundaries. This was not a rock album. It had some pop in there, rave, metal, alternative, everything. So I'm just trying to figure out like what was the theme of this project? And I guess it's Pink Tape. So it's a mixtape of like a compilation of the songs he's been working on throughout the past 3 years, which, yeah, I just don't know how someone it could like every single one of these songs, just because you really have to be an avid music listener and just appreciate every single type of music all the way down to, I don't even know, like Chinese classical, you know what I mean? And if you're one of those people, kudos to you. But this type of album had a song for everyone. So that was a plus in my book for that. But I just feel like a lot of people are gonna either one say it has the Whole Lotta Red effect because it was so different. I think it was more different than Whole Lotta Red. Two, I feel like a lot of people, maybe they don't say it, but they're gonna be like, that Uzi tape was a little bit weird. Now, to give my personal rating, I'm gonna give it like the classic calculation of the number of songs that I liked. Oh, by the way, Flooded the Face, that was the best song on there, I think. That was one of the best intros I've ever heard on an album. And of course, come on, of course is my favorite Uzi track of all time, or Uzi Leak, other than Finesse and Hearts, which is a SoundCloud exclusive. But for like the actual new songs, I say Flooded the Face is my favorite. This first third, he's just gonna be mosh pitting because it's a lot of just like heavy production, like boom, hey, yeah, everybody like going around tackling each other. I would give it a 7.25, maybe 7.25, because again, it has an acquired taste with a lot of these songs, which I'm not hating on them, but I'm not personally gonna go back and listen to really, like the super metal songs. Like, that's just not me. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, Bob doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You're damn right I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't really listen to metal like that. So how am I supposed to know what a metal song sounds like? But I really do appreciate like him actually going outside the box. Reminds me of, say, like Lil Yachty's psychedelic rock album. Although, again, I feel like Uzi's album was more a compilation of a bunch of different genres, which somewhat didn't make sense. Whereas Yachty's was all psychedelic rock. And so it was, if you play it from start to end, it's like you were basically tripping balls the entire time. Whereas in Uzi's album, you went from like super hyped up, psyched out, mosh pit, performance type music. Then you went into heavy metal. Then you went into classic melodic Uzi. And it's like, whoa, what did I just listen to, bro? So you got to give it to Uzi. Definitely giving it a try. Or definitely pushing the boundaries. Testing the waters in different genres. So yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 7.25. I think my only complaint was I feel like he could have fast rapped more on a lot of the songs, especially in like the middle section right here, where it was a lot of melodic rapping, where I feel like that was it kind of got a little bit repetitive. Whereas if he came in like the actual Lil Uzi Vert, where he got his name from, because he was spitting fast like an Uzi, it would have switched up the pace. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I give it like a 7 out of 10. People are gonna come out here being like, yo, this is a classic. They were calling it a classic before. I had people texting me like, yo, this shit is amazing, like the whole album fire. It's like, I just checked the duration of songs. It's an hour 30 minutes. and it was like 12:45. I'm like, the dick riding is crazy. There's no possible way you could have listened to the entire album in 45 minutes. It was an hour and a half. How are y'all already giving it that review? It don't make sense. So on both sides, some people are going to be hating hardcore. Some people are going to be dick eating. I don't personally, it's not like the ultimate tape for me, but I do think maybe it might grow on people. Or again, a lot of people on Twitter are dick riding it, saying it's the best thing on this planet. I think just people have gotten better after a whole lot of read of not judging a book by its cover or its first listen, in that they don't want to be proved wrong by saying it was trash at first. So they're more careful just in case it actually, grows on them, Album of the year. I don't know. Again, like, it's a lot of the songs are not going to be, or a few of the songs at least, are not going to be in like my daily rotation. As opposed to like when you go to Love is Rage 2, I can literally listen to that album front to back, no skips, no misses, and I'm still vibing the entire time. Whereas this one, again, like, not every song is going to fit the mood. Not every song you're going to like if you listen to this project. Like, if you give this to an average casual music listener, they're going to be like, what the fuck did I just listen to? This is for people who, I don't know, are down for experimentation. And Jace, Bob, I know you sick. Bro, I don't even care. I'm happy for Jace that he got the shout out. I even tweeted it. Go check. That's a huge cosign. Shout out to him. I want everybody to win, yo. I don't know why y'all think that way. Just because there's like a little spat on the internet. It's literally not real. Rap beef is not real. Like, what are they gonna do? Pull up on me? They're the ones that, like, that's why they look stupid on the internet, because they're like, yo, I'm gonna do something, and I'm like sitting here on the stream. Like, okay, I was literally just trolling you, but if you're gonna take it that far, that just shows how dumb you are. But yeah, we'll see. Give it like a month. We'll see how the conversation turns or stays the same or something. I do feel like people are going to compare it to other albums and they'll figure out their true opinions. But for now, it literally is just a shock. This album was a crazy experience overall. Like, countless times, I just kept saying, what is going on? Now, people are saying classic. Yo, it's hard to say classic, like, within, again, an hour and a half of listening to the project. Like, you won't know until you go back and listen to it for a few weeks on repeat. And you're like, damn, this really was a point in time that I'm going to remember. And maybe, actually, I do think that this is one of the albums where I will recall that I was just so shocked. It's like a horror movie. Like, I just saw someone get stabbed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like, blood is spewing everywhere.